to this social media and complain that yes, we've been attacked here, and we need these people to go back to their places and stop attacking, because we know that where are all these things come from? The roots of all these problems come from the government of South Sudan. If peace is not implemented, if there is no genuine peace, if root causes are not addressed, it's not only Akobe issues that should be brought to the media. While we know that everywhere in South Sudan, everyone is complaining one way or another. I'm complaining because my area is abandoned because of attacks every day from Murle. You are complaining today that your area has been taken by Nuer. The Shola are complaining that yes, their area has been taken by the Dinka Padang. You can see even last night or yesterday, people are fighting in the area of Abiy and that area. People of Numli are complaining. The people in Ye.
1 minute.
Okay. So why bring up this issue at this stage? Is it because you want to tarnish the Nuer community image, while everybody in South Sudan know that every problem of every corner in South Sudan come from government of South Sudan? Or maybe because you think that today, yes, you said yesterday that you are part of IG, and maybe IG are supporting you, they equip you, and then you it is time that President Salva is now in power, and then you may be able to take back whatever land you abandoned 100 years ago. The roots of all this problem of every corner. Conclude with South Sudan come from South Sudan Friday, as long as with many other brothers and elders who spoke yesterday. The Nuer community and the Anyuak community has been coexisting for a long time, and even in diaspora here, we are the only communities that are very close to one another. You can take example of Australia. We have communities like the Anyuak community, like the Murle community. The way they came to Australia here, most of them came to Australia here because the Nuer people came. The Nuer community came first. And who are our brothers? When we first came here, the first brother that we assisted, we airlifted to Western world here, where the Murle, where the Anyuak, where the Shilluk, where the Dinka. It was done here in Australia by the Nuer. Why did we do that? It's because we know that the suffering that we all were in Egypt, in Ethiopia, in everywhere. If we got a chance, let this chance come to all our children. Now we have good children that are educated, and tomorrow they will be the next generation. Why do we bring all these incitements and hatreds down there so that our children, our young people, kill themselves?
You have exhausted your minute, but I'll give you 15 seconds to put your closing remark in. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, moderator. But I only appeal to our brothers, the Anyuak, the Sholo, the Dinka, whoever is not doing it, that they had embraced the coexistence. The problems of boundaries, the problems of land. And you know that land grabbing is not defined by the way that the uncle defined it yesterday. That yes, we kill one person and then we run away, and then now we cannot come back to our land. It's not defined by that. So it will not help us. So I hope that you can send a positive message. The hatreds and the hatreds that was preached yesterday by intellectual elders that said that researchers and intellectuals did not help It only increase hatred, and it will not help our community to live together. We will continue to live in those areas for now and for years to come. And even your children tomorrow, I believe, if they want to go back to Akoba, they will not speak the same language that you speak. They will speak a language of coexisting together. And if you fear that they will be observed and they will be integrated into Nuer community, it is not by force. It is a nature. Even in Australia here, our kids now they speak English. Can we help it? It's because whoever is there in big number, they can dominate the market. Then the language will impose itself. We cannot help.
Thank you, Kuar.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, your time elapsed, but we appreciate your input. Due to time factor, we have to continue. Now, for the sake of our audience who are streaming in or following us on Facebook through the channel opened by our brother Guy Bull, let us give Guy 2 minutes, at least to say something, and then we will continue down the line. Guy Bull, if you can hear us, take the mic, and you have only 2 minutes to say something, please, because you've been quiet for so long while you're on Facebook.
Why don't you give opportunity for those who never say any word? And then
they will. We just feel sorry for you because you are sitting on the screen on Facebook and you are not saying anything.
All right. Okay. No problem. Thank you very much, Simon Chiangwat, and also.
Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes,
so,
and then we go to our brothers.
Yeah, I respect the time always, like we did on social media. Thank you very much. Direct to the topic, and we've been sitting here for a long time and discussing the same issue, the issue that are facing us. We are here with the Anuak, with the Dinka, with the Sholo, with the Maban, with all South Sudan well listening for this kind of discussion to the topic. I think for us as the Noor, we don't want to beg or talk about peace, political existence with Anuak, because we never start a fight, we never use the violence. We are not a terrorist community. We are not killing an Anuak, but Ethiopia and South Sudan. So Anuak are the one we should talk about peace. And yesterday at Edward Show, Anuak official, they talk there, and then they never say any word about coexistence with the Nuer. Their number one priority, we need to remove Nuer in Akoba by any means necessary. That's the Anuak agenda, all of them. No single Anuak talk about peacefully coexisting with the Nuer community. They never call us as a brother and sister. They just look at us as an enemy so that we can deal with enemy necessary by any violent way. And because this is their culture. To the point, I will make it last. I don't want to prolong. I will respect my time. Anuak are the community of violence. They are terrorists. In Ethiopia, we have Openo, we have Lul, we have Jor. In South Sudan, we have Chernam and Adongo and Shiro, Obako. And these are the 6 sections of Anuak. So within those 6 sections, you never see a Nuer Anuak, a Nuer community member who moved from Nuer to Anuak community. 0. In our community, there is Anuak Nuer who moved to Nuer land because we have democracy system in our community. Anuak community, they are terrorists. The way they move, we took the land because land, it belongs to any tribe, any human. You leave the land, the next person will grab the land. They live in Australia, United States, Canada, and a part of a European country. So if they don't want other people, they shouldn't be coming here to the Western world. They should stay in Anuak land. And also in back home like Gambela. So the way they claim Nuer a refugee, we cannot waste time with a word from terrorist community. They repeat the same thing over again. We cannot waste time to respond to those kind of terroristic talk, we should consider Anuak as a community of violence. Therefore, we cannot lead with peace and request peace or demand peace for Anuak community, because our community is suffering. We have lost a lot of people in the end of Anuak terrorist community. Therefore, the only way forward for Nuer community, we should give some kind of democracy system in our community, because this kind of democracy, too much democracy in our community, is killing us. We should reduce by 25% and use the way of Anuak. A time and tide wait for no man, for Anuak. We deal with them through military solution. This is the only way, and it's coming, because enough is enough for Anuak terrorist community. We should deal the way they would like it to do. Therefore, we should do it anytime we want it to be. Therefore, in my final word, sorry, I think I exceed with my 2 minutes. To Anuak who are listening, and the Nuer who will pick later on, stop talking about peace with Anuak. To Anuak who are listening, I know in your show you can never welcome Nuer to talk about the issue that you guys are discussing. Never. You always block people like me from your show, and you call people name, and this is your culture. So the way we live, the way we want to live side by side, I think is the right thing to do, because you put a bullet on the table against the Nuer. The same time, we are now at it. I think let it be war. If you guys will defeat Nuer in Ethiopia, you will take the land. And if we defeat you in Gambela, we will take the entire Anuak land. I think it's the right time. If you talk about war, because you took law into your own hand, you are not respecting Ethiopian constitution, the law, there is the government, there is the prime minister, there is a judge, both state and federal, and you are not even filing a claim and your position in the court of law. You took law into your own hand by ambushing buses, killing Nuer and other islander. This is your culture. The only way to solve problem, we should deal it the way you want to, and we will never request an assistance from federal government in Ethiopia. At the same time, never request an assistance by demanding Makelkia or Ethiopian National Army. We will deal with you militarily, and this is the way. We cannot waste time demanding about peace, begging Anuak for peace. No, we the Nuer, the next speaker, let us talk about the only way Anuak want. This is the only way we will position ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Kwargaibul. Yes, you actually exceeded your time way beyond, but thank you.
He has talked for 6 minutes and 7 seconds.
All right, it's okay. We'll forgive him on that. Let's go down the line real quick to Brother Tontat. Tontat, if you're there, please take the mic. I know, Rock, you should have been the person speaking now, according to the first lead, but you dropped earlier, and now you're back. Just trust my request. I will give you the next chance after Tontat. So Tontat, come and speak, please, and then you will be followed by Rock. Oh, Tontat disappeared. Okay. All right. Well, if Tontat is no longer here, I don't know whether it's a network issue or not. Let me give him 10 seconds and see if he can jump back up. Brother Gaibul, you can mute yourself. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, let's give Tontat maybe 2 to 5 seconds and see if we can be back. At the same time, Rock Pai, you can make your way up as well. If Rock is not available, come and take the podium. And then you will be followed by Taufik. And then, I don't know, for the moderators, there's Chankwas in green color, and it looked like Chankwas is not available. How I know is because when you press the letter, nothing is coming up. There's no writing or no picture showing. So that means those accounts might not be active. How they get onto this page, I don't know. Chankwas and Moon, they are guests, but I don't know whether they are active or not. In the meantime, it seems like Tontat is no longer here. Kwarok Pai, can you make your way up, please? William Pai, you can make your way up. Let's try to give William Pai 5 seconds and see if he can make his way up. William Pai, if you can hear us, please make your way up if you are available. If not, then I can yield the mic to Brother Taufik and give him his time, and then we'll see if Rock is back and also Tontat. And then from there, we'll take it on to Friday, unless one of the people I've just mentioned is here. All right, if Rock is not here and Tontat is not here, let us give the opportunity to our brother Taufik to say what he has prepared for the topic. Taufik, please open your mic. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. My greeting to all of you guys. I would say Male and Dirigat to all of you guys on the room. I look at all of you guys as my brothers and sisters, both the Nuer and the Anywa. And I am up here not to incite violence or pick a side. And instead, I am up here to encourage you to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Given the history, I would start by saying I was available, or I was present in the room that was hosted yesterday by Comrade Edward. So to me, I was satisfied in the room, and the point that, okay, now we have our elders from the Anywa community. They are coming out to talk about what's called their side of the story to the Junubin that are not familiar, which is good. But the other side, I am not satisfied because I have seen lack of Nuer elders, not general Nuer, especially the Nuer elders from Akobo. Because in any conflict, both parties should be allowed ample time to present or prefer themselves, so that when they come, they will share their perspective, their side of history to the world or to the community. And then people will decide who is telling the facts and who is not telling the facts. And I was actually I was really satisfied with Elder Barnaba. I believe that was the first time for me to come across him, the way he narrated, and also I believe Elder Isaac. Friday, I am familiar with him. He's been with us in the clubhouse for a while now. And Brother Adiro, I am familiar with him since Facebook days. And also, I believe Sister, now she goes by the name Queen. So I am familiar with them because they're the few Anyuak I have seen talking about land issues since Facebook days. So what I want to say is this. I know it will, for some people, it will come out as I am taking side, but I want you guys to know that I am being honest and truthful. I'm not playing any politics. What I want to say is this. The land issue between Anyuak, it is complicated because both of you have built a relationship to the point that where you have intermarried with one another. You have made friendship, right? And to say so and so will move to get up and move back to where they come from, it is kind of difficult. And if I'm going by the narrative that was narrated last night by Uncle or Elder Bernaba, it says that some of the Anuak, not all Anuak, left the area. When I came in, I think somebody alluded and said, according to Uncle Barnaba, he said that there was a Nuer guy who was stealing Anuak cows, and the general came out and shot the bullet, and he didn't know whether he had hit the target or not. But the next day, somebody found a dead man. Right? That's according to the story that was narrated last night. And with what was narrated last night, it goes on to say that even not all Anuak left the area. There's some Anuak that are remained to these days there, and they have taken, they accepted the Nuer culture. So now for me, as Tawfiq, this is my perspective. If I will not use Anuak and I will not use Nuer as example, and instead I will use my tribe Maban. For me, as Tawfiq, right? We have a land issue with some of the Nuer and Gulgu, right? Now let's say some of the Maban have remained, few of Maban left behind in Gulgu, and now they have built a relationship with the Nuer community. For me, as Tawfiq, to come back and say these people have to get up and move back to their place where they came from. Now I am end up inciting an intercommunal violence within the Maban as a tribe. Because the Maban that accepted to stay with the Nuer and build relationship with the Nuer, they will no longer associate themselves with me. They will favor Nuer culture. So, and instead, what we should advocate, the suggestion that what both communities should advocate is this: acknowledgement that the land, and this is where I'm coming into. From my perspective, what I have known and the history tells me, I, the person who is speaking to you today from Maban, and some of you will call it Puy or Apuy, we were the first people that were found by both the Anuak, Cholo, Denka, and Nuer living in Upper Nile region, right? So it is clear that yes, Akobo historically belongs to Anuak. But now that there's a history where the Nuer came and moved in, they stayed with you guys, now you have a relationship that is like maybe 50, 60 to 100 years old. It will not, if it's not going to be impossible, if it's not going to be difficult, it will be impossible to ask these people to go back to where they come from. Because the people now you are going to ask and demand for them to move back and go back to where they come from, they are the children of children of the first Nuer that was welcomed into Akobo, or the first Nuer that migrated into Akobo. So now it will become challenging. And so I don't want us to allow Juba regime and Salva Kiir the opportunity to get us distracted. The land issue will be solved. The land issue will be solved. But to solve the land issue, I think we need to slow down on the language that such as so-and-so is terrorist. This language is what's called a new language to us as African society. So I am friends both to the Nuer and Anuak, and I will not take any side. Because if there's a war that will take place tomorrow in Upper Nile region, it will affect me as Tawfiq. So I will not be happy in asking one of you guys to go and fight and kick these people out. And last night, I was not able to get a time to join the room, but I wrote my first comment. I greeted Brother Comrade Edward and Brother Friday, because they were the first people up there. And my second message that was meaningful is this. I said, please, to non-Anuak and non-Nuer, do not add wood to fire. If you are not familiar with the land issue between these two communities, do not add wood to fire.
Brother Tawfiq, I'm sorry. I forgot to remind you your time has elapsed. But that being said, I would personally give you 35 minutes since the mistake occurred on my side. Thank you.
no problem. I want to respect the room, so I will end from here. And if there's a chance later on in the road, I will conclude my. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tawfiq. Thank you very much. Long time.
Let me say one word to young.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not that much. Tawfiq, I brought you up. It was me who brought you up. But I mean to you to come and participate.
Please,
The room belongs to you. Here free, there's no any hesitation. You're welcome. Thank you.
Look, sometimes you let us not expect everybody to give or serve what we or our ears want to hear. Let us also respect every person, and then when we want to respond, let us respond in kind. And throughout the day, I have not responded to any of the speakers, and that is not because everything they have said does not require responding, but it is for this for the well-being of the management of this room, so that the room can go smoothly. Not to mention, though, there are things to be corrected, and that is the work of those who have been managing the room. Maybe at the end of the presentation, we are going to have a statement correcting some of the things that might not have gone well with our listeners and the participants. Just for the well management of the room, let us just keep going. What Brother Tawfiq said is it is his opinion and his advice as a son of South Sudan, which we should all respect. There are things that were said in yesterday, room, which was hosted by Brother Edward. And anybody that was listening to Edward's show and does not have any other place to cross-check the information, well, this is why now we are here. The reason we are here is to make sure we have parity. We lay bare our response, and it's up to individual player to take the information and apply them at their places. So our job here now is to bring the information as we did. We narrate what we know and also counter what they say and all the claim that they have spoken. And it's up to each and every person to hear our side and hear the side of those who spoken yesterday on Edward's show, and then make the fair judgment. What we need to remove from our vocabulary, though, is a word that say, a visitor or someone that has come to somebody's land and be given a piece of land. That has never happened in South Sudan. We are all inhabitants of South Sudan. No one owns any piece of land in South Sudan, whether it's now or 10 years ago or 50 years ago. All of us own that land. There is no Anuak that own Akobo. It's South Sudanese owning Akobo, or Sudanese owning Akobo. You can trace back the history of Anuak back to the western side of Sudan, or even to Khartoum, or even way to where we all came from through the history. There is no one that was created and by who in South Sudan, unless you believe like the Kikuyu of Kenya, who believe that they were thrown from the heaven or dropped from the heaven by God, and they were dropped under the foot of Mount Kenya. Unless you believe in that history, then all of us are inhabitants of South Sudan. We all came from the same historical background. So let no one fool us here. Thank you so much. Let me move the line. Bandit The Rock. The Rock is not here, and Tontad is not here. So I will go to the next one in line, and that's Brother Friday.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Shankwat, for inviting me to come
please,
here.
and the podium is yours.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to come here. First of all, I would like to condemn any act of terrorism, any act of violence, any hate speech, any agitating, or anything that can harm a human being. I will condemn it. I have been condemning it, and I will continue to condemn it. And the victims of any sort, I may say, may God rest their peace, their soul in peace. And if we have to compare, for example, because now here you guys are accusing the Anuak, but me personally, I will say that Anuak in their nature, they are not violent. They are peaceful community. They are hospitable. They love coexistence. They love harmony, and that's why we can see Nuer now in Akobo, in Nasser, and in Ethiopia, is because of those traits. Is because I heard my name earlier on, some hours ago, and also this topic also was aired out because, or as a response to what has happened yesterday. And what happened yesterday, I think I was one of the people who made it to happen. Personally, I lived in Malakal for so many years. I studied there, and most of my friends and colleagues are from Nuer and Cholo, and few Denga, because by then there's only few Denga in Malakal. And I believe from primary I was in Saurabandar, and then to San Luanga, and I believe in my class the majority were Chuluk, followed by Nuer, and if there is Denka in my class all along, maybe one or two from Denka. So that means personally as an Anuak, I don't have any problem with Nuer. And even when coming to Australia here also, I work with a lot of Nuers. Some of them are here now watching this show. We worked hand in hand, and we conducted a lot of events together and supporting one another as South Sudanese. What brought the event of yesterday? It was because of one of Nuer men called Lam. I think I really appreciate, because if it wasn't him, the show wouldn't have come to pass. Because I think 2 weeks ago on the 11th, Edward made a show. That show is titled like this in Arabic, say Tashkhis Juzur Sura, Hel Hiya Sulta, Abiliya, Riyada, Tharwa, Wala Asiqa, which translated in English is diagnosing the root cause of the conflict in South Sudan. Is it tribalism, leadership, wealth, or trust? And I rarely come to Edward's show or come up there, because me personally, I'm an SPLM, and all of you know that Edward hates SPLM, and he will never give me, and I will not even come to his show when the show is more political, because he will just say I am an SPLM, and he will. So on the day I came up and I was given the chance, and I added to those root causes. I added to the tribalism, leadership, wealth, and trust, and I added land grabbing. This is where the root cause of yesterday show came. And there, as someone from Akobo, I mentioned that the lone Nuer came and grabbed the land. And then someone called Lam, and I really appreciate his response, even though it was insulting, he insulted me in front of more than 300. And he told Edward, why did you allow Friday here to come to this show? And he was also seconded by other two Nuers. And everyone was surprised. This show is about the root causes of the conflict. And I added one root cause, which is land grabbing. And this infuriated someone. And then the person told Edward and Emmanuel, drop Friday down, and he insulted me. That was uncivil. That was...
Brother Friday, so you in line with your time, you have 2 minutes and a half.
And then from there, Edward say, you Friday, because you came up with this issue, it is very important for the people of South Sudan to come and hear about land grabbing. Then he made the communication, and the day happened to be yesterday. Early this morning here in this show, you guys are accusing Edward, but Edward is innocent. The person who made this show is one of your men, Lam. When he insulted me, Edward gave me a chance. And this is the first ever show hosted by Edward to include Anuak. And the person who insulted me, plus other Nuers who always insult me in Edward's show, they were hosted 1,000 times, and they were talking a lot of things. No one felt abused, but we were only given once. And this one show, even you guys here are still condemning Edward. So what does it mean? What message are you guys, the Nuer or the Lone Nuer, are sending to the people of South Sudan? Is it fair?
Either you are here to defend Edward, or you give your.
I'm coming. I'm just trying to say the show. You guys are putting the show.
It's okay, Zolka. We leave it to us. It's okay.
Yeah, you guys condemn the show, and I'm just trying to take Edward away. And you also went further as saying this is a war, this is a government of South Sudan.
You have 25 seconds.
Yeah. So, but I'm trying to tell you, no Luo there, no government of South Sudan. This is me talking about the land grabbing in Akobo, and I thank Edward who gave us the chance. So don't link yesterday's show with any atrocities caused anywhere in South Sudan, and we are not, we are not intimidating anyone, but we are airing our concern. We are always peaceful, always expressing our grievance in letters.
It's okay. Hold on to your horses, guys. Let Friday finish. You are taking his time. Continue, Friday. You got about 25 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. We stick by our values.
That's all right. Let him complete it.
Approaching the authorities, using the legal, using whatever peaceful mean. But if you guys saw it as a threat, it is up to you guys, because this is our right to express our grievance. You guys wanted the South Sudan to know your part, and while suppressing the Anuak. And we have never killed anyone. Then, the corporate exactly, have never killed a single Nuer, okay, since almost 1980s up to now. But how many atrocities that we have inflicted in the hands of the Lone Nuer is uncountable. But we have never, even a single soul from Nuer, we have never had that. And we will never do it. We'll continue talking about this land grab. And the borders was set according to 1956. 1956, there is no single Nuer. Yesterday we talked to you there. We revealed
you have exhausted your time. Can you close it, please?
Those of Dr. Yagai, those of Peter Garquat, they studied their ABC in Anuak language. What does that mean? This is only here in early 1950s. And you guys here are talking that in 1950s, there's no Anuak. And you guys are talking that Anya came to Akobo in 200 years. But we are talking here 1950s, 56. And the law...
Friday. I got a question from our brother, please.
No, hold on. Friday, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
All right. Look, I have to manage this the best possible way.
Okay.
Yes, there are things that you have mentioned here, and I don't want everybody to bombard you with questions, because if I do that, if I allow that, the show will be a mess. It might be only one question that I have to allow, but before I allow the question, all right, I'm a son of Akobo, all right? I was born in Akobo, raised in Akobo, went to school in Akobo. And now here you are alluding to things that were non-existent from my birth to current stage. When was the last time you stepped your foot in Akobo town? When was the last time you stepped foot in Akobo town? You as Friday. Take the mic.
Hey, guy.
Friday, wait. Let me have you jump on.
Zul Kabir, please. I know all of us want to say something. No, let us take it one stage. Let us take it.
Wait, Champion. I want to hear from Friday the question accompanied to what you said. That's in your house.
No, I'm not done with questioning. Zul Kabir.
Wait. Let me give it. Friday, answer this question together with the question asked by some. In a show of Idrit, you give the average to Idrit and the local for Idrit to punish years and Dinka based on Jonglei matter, the government of Jong. Friday, in fact, have you right to claim any position the government of Jonglei? If you are realistic, please answer it for the benefit of the room. Thank you, Shankar.
Let me start.
Okay, look, Friday. When did Zul Kabir? What I was trying to do is, I'm also willing to take it one step at a time. And I know all of us would want to bombard our brother Friday with so many questions. And that would be very unfair if we do that. Let us take it one step at a time.
Well,
that's what I was trying to do. Yes.
So Chankwa, no, here question.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Our brother Friday is just there is a bombard who putting on us, saying there is some word which is not necessary to say that. He said we are a trail. He said we.
Yes. No, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying we should not hold him accountable for what he said. Sorry. What I'm saying here, I'm not saying let us not hold our brother to account, because what we say we should be held to account. But what I'm also mindful here is the smooth management of our program. That's what I'm trying to balance. So I'm not saying that we should not hold our Friday to account, but let us take it one step at a time.
Okay, so thank you. So those words, if we should leave them, then Friday will live in free. He will thinking that we are a dream.
No. I'm not saying we are leaving them. I did not say we leave them.
Yeah, thank
I'm saying let us, if you have a question, we will allow you to ask a question. And then,
Chamber, can you listen to me for a bit?
Okay.
We're trying to manage our time. If there is somebody to blame, I'm the one that brought Friday
to be able to speak to us. So he get this chance because of me. I was listening to Friday yesterday, along with some of Joseph and the rest of his comrades. If we give him this chance, let him explain himself to us. And we already heard the guy. I think Brother Chenko has a question, good question. Allow Friday to be able to explain himself.
Okay. Yes, that is exactly what we want to do, Brother Kong. We want to take it one step at a time. And if anybody has got concern in what our brother Friday said yesterday, then you should say, I have a question. That's what I mean. But let all the questions not come at once. All right. So thank you. Friday, can you answer? Did you hear the question which was asked by Zul Kabir?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. So can you answer the two questions, please?
Yeah, I will start with Zul Kabir. We did not accuse or tarnish. We did not tarnish the names of Dinka and Nuer when we said the Dinka and Nuer have divided 17 positions or ministerial position between them. We are not tarnishing them. This is the fact. This is there. If you go to Jungle now, 17 positions is divided between Dinka and Nuer. And when yesterday someone were wondering whether the Anyak of Akobo are there or they have gone to Pashala, and I personally explained to you that the Anyak of Akobo are there, and the government of South Sudan knows that the Anyak of Akobo are there, given during the agreement between the Cobra function and the government of South Sudan. Anyak of Akobo are left within Akobo because of the borders of 1956. So, being in Akobo is in Jungule, and I am entitled to those 17 positions. So I'm not tarnishing Dinka or Nuer, but this is the facts now. If you go to Jungule or Google it, all the names of those 17 are Dinka and Nuer. So I'm not tarnishing. This is the facts. So coming to Brother Shanko being born in Akobo. So we have a lot of people now born in Punyudu, born in Kakuma, born anywhere. That doesn't give you the right of citizenship or right of owning the whole entire, rather than the only tukul that is around you if your ancestors is not from that land. And I don't know your situation, your father, okay, how he ended up in Akobo. If he was a soldier, because you are only 40 years, so I assume he might be he's a soldier. So he might have come from what or whatever, and he found himself there, and you were born there. And I don't blame you being born there, but you have to ask your dad or your granddad where is your ancestor, because that 10 square meters place where you were born, it belonged to someone else. And I have already indicated that the government of South Sudan or the international borders of the country is based on 1956. Even the Anyuag now are divided into two. Some of them went to Ethiopia, some of them are in South Sudan. What divided them is the 1956 borders. So what is acknowledged by the law is the 1956 borders. There are Anyuags now in Nasser, or there are areas, for example, the Adong and whatever, these are Anyuag areas. But the Anyuag will not claim it because it is outside the borders of 1956. Because when 1956 came, already Adong is gone to Adong and Abong and Olang and all this, they have already gone to either Nuer or Denka. We will not claim it. But anything that is within the area of 1956, we are claiming it. And Akobo, according to 1956, all 100% is Anyuag, 100%. And anywhere who happened to be within Akobo in 1956, he was there only as a student. Okay, seasonally, he's supposed to come and study there and go to where. So,
okay.
You born in a Kobo.
Hold on. Okay. Friday.
To own a Kobo, but you can only ask your dad as to what anything. If he's a teacher, he might have only
Friday. You already answered the question, but you failed to answer the right question. I simply ask you, since when? What was the last time you stepped foot in Akobo? You should have just said in 2008, 2002. That was the simplest answer you could give. Or you could just say never. All right, no, hold on.
Last year I was in Akobo. Last year.
Oh, okay, but you probably was just a passerby. All right, so okay, Friday. Look, you need to know that the people you are talking to now are the sons of that land. Your claim to the people. Listen.
The legality here.
Based on everything, based on birth, based on the 1956, based on everything that you can produce. What you are trying here, what you are trying to emulate here, is crying foul on the notion that you are minority, and you are crying foul so that people can galvanize on your back on the notion of minority, which you're not going to get. Now look at this Friday. I was born in Akobo. My father was born and raised in Akobo. My grandfather was born in Akobo. Weekend is my great-grandfather, town in Akobo. Now if you go to Akobo, you will be led to Wigan. Okay? You might not know because you have not set foot in Akobo for entire life. You just went as a passerby. All right, now look at this again, Friday. You guys are creating notions that are non-existent. You and your community, you love it to be moved away from the vicinity of the Long people. And Salva Kiir heeded to your call and gave you a territory that you should share with the Murle. Now, before you were given the territories, you guys had a representation in the state government, which is in Jonglei. You also had, I think, 1 to 2 MPs representing you. But now, after you guys registered yourself to be taken away or move away as far away from law as possible, and you wanted to be aligned with the Murle, you should no longer eat on 2 spoons or 2 plates. You guys should not have a parliamentarian representing you in Jonglei while having another parliamentarian or representative coming through the greater people. You guys should not, you should not think that the rest of the people of Jonglei are stupid. All right? So you guys should blame your community and your leaders for misleading you or being misled by those in the government of Salva Kiir, yourself included. All right? So for you not having a representation or representative from Akobo to the state government is because of the decision you have made to move away from Akobo.
Let me clear.
No, listen. You cannot clear anything because we know what had happened. You guys have chosen to move away from Akobo. And for years, Friday, if not you, your parents and your forefathers have nominated to run away every time there is an inch closer to the Nuer, you choose to move away.
That's Pashala. The difference between Salam and Akobo. There's difference.
No. Come on. There's nothing like that. As we speak now, the Murle, the Anuak. Okay, hold on. Let me make this statement and I'll pass it to you. The Anuak that refused to move away together with your forefathers are now part of Akobo. And we will never deny them the right. But you, those who were born in foreign lands, for you to come and mouth your way into Akobo, try to infuriate the peaceful community, you are not going to get it. Simon Chankos is there,
and my age group are there, you are not going to find what you want. Yesterday, you guys said on Edward Room that you are going to come to Akuba by all means. You stay to your word. Go and try, and you will see Janko there. Unless you guys change the rhetoric that you have created and be peaceful, that is the only time you are going to get it.
Don't finish the question. We still have a question for our brother. We have.
All right. Well, okay, Kong, I will yield the mic to you, but let us not lose focus. Let us not lose focus on the topic. And hold on, Kong, hold on. Let us not lose focus. Friday has spoken, and we have Tai Tai, we have Tidma, we have the Rock. Rock was here before, and he keep going back. Let us be mindful of those guys while we question Friday. So take it on, Kong. But Tom Kabir wanted to answer another question. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Maybe now what we will do is because now. Hold on. Let us make an order. Now I'm a son of Akuba. I'm a heated up. Let me pass the mic to African women so she can moderate it, because I'm a son of Akuba and I'm just warming up. So take it on, African woman and
we are not by heaven.
Okay, before we give it to our sister,
Kong,
are you there?
Kong.
Yeah, no, I will stay here. I'm not going anywhere.
Let me have a quick follow up to the question that I have.
But you always have a lot of questions. Can you allow somebody else to go next?
Let me say this.
It's okay, Kong. It's okay. Let Tom Kabir is our elder. Tom Kabir is an elder.
Kong, jump for the game. Actually,
I'm just paving the way for you, Tom Kabir. I'm just telling Kong that you are our elder, so we can allow.
Thank you, that one. Actually, I would be about to take the decision to weigh my way down. Simply because if we are here not to actually tackle the issues which is actually concerned and we want to fix it, to give the fact to the listeners, I think we will actually not find ourselves that we were our time. I want to follow what I heard to Brother Friday. Friday is a brother. I know him, and he knew me. We are here in Malta. Very close, and we always meet and talk. I'm not sure as far as I want to discuss the matter that we might all sometimes discuss. It's not needed now, but the actual fact is the issues that we are now here sitting and listening and talking about till morning here in our time. My following question to Brother Friday said that he's the one from Arcoba. He deserves to be a minister in Jonglei, whereby when a question of sharing power in Jonglei to who it is deserved, in particular Popolo, Friday, and the rest of our brothers in the colloquial Anua came up and picked up the engineering Edward Ashek. Edward Ashek failed to control his motion, and even he failed to control the temperature that is what actually occupied it. come up and punishing two communities, Nuer and Dinka, in which I want Edward to have time to get the facts about that. So now, my follow-up question is to Brother Friday Award. Friday, are you really a person ever in anywhere or in South Sudan in particular who might deserve to have two ministerial portfolio from Jonglei and from Boma administrative area? Are you the only person ever to have that benefit? To share this two portfolio. You are a minister from Tibor administrative area, and you claim to be minister in the same time from Jonglei. Friday, can you please come up and elaborate it for the benefit of this?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but Friday, be mindful of time, please, because you already spoken, but we will allow you to answer the question. Thank you.
Yeah, the problem is, I think we have problems. We South Sudanese, we might be traumatized with something and or so. Because this question came up yesterday and I cleared it. And I also cleared it some minutes ago. I don't know how come Zol Kabir forgot it. There is difference. If you study geography, there is boundary. Presenting Akobo to see the borders of Akobo people. That was before the announcement of the GPA. That was during the negotiation. So when we were asked about Akobo borders, we brought the Akobo borders according to 1956. Then Yao Yao said no. Borders from 1956 because currently, according to their whatever, Akobo is a loan ware, which is because of the majority of people now are loan ware. So if we say Akobo 1956, with the current people living there, that means the whole of Akobo people will come to Great Pibor. The only place that they accept it, which is within Akobo, there is a
volunteered by himself to lead the show.
Acha meleng korodan.
Link already.
Meleng korodan.
I believe he left willingly, just like himself.
No, I was just advising the person trying to attack African women.
And Tama,
I'm gonna wait my chance. Give it to somebody else.
Tama kuya lawan niya kalau itu tuh lina kecil kon karo ke platform.
Okay. Kabur ni wo lel yene ke tetie jan karo ade no ko willingly.
Dari wana kon ko war ma chalen ka kanan jien.
And Tama kuya na rodan ga law kon karo dan Tama joye ta kon kare ga Tama.